Hey there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Hey there, crypto friends, coming to you live from Studio A. It is Thursday, May the 20th. How we doing out there? Hoping everyone's having a better day today. I just wanted to share kind of a new format with you. I'm going to kind of go over some news items and things like that first, and then we'll switch over to the charts. So looking here at the heat map for cryptocurrencies, looking at BTCs, green, ETH, green. Lots of green out there. Some of these, you got Tether, USDC, all those type of things are red at the moment. And I do want to show you one thing I mentioned in the title card, that the shorts have left the building. Nobody's shorting this thing. So I think they've got their ass burned off too many times, too many liquidations. And then so there's kind of strange to me that the shorts didn't pile in on the way down. So we have very limited shorts. And just also want to mention to you that we have the option expiration for BTC and others coming up into this month. And for BTC, the max pain is 45,000. What that means is that people that go short and long trading the futures options, they've pretty much, they look for a place, they being the market makers and such, look for a way to put one on both of them. So they don't want to pay out either one. So the max pain is at 45K. So I'm anticipating by the end of the month us being around that number. So keep that in mind. Just want to mention that, and then we'll look over here at the shorts and longs. As you can see, you got the longs are like 1.6%, shorts at negative 50.7%. So very minimal amounts for shorts to not be around. So with that said, let's move on into the charts. We're looking at BTC USD. And also another thing I'm doing is I'm leaving the charting left over from the morning so you can kind of see what we're adjusting. So if you join us at the Crypto Morning Show, this is the exact same settings we had this morning. So we're looking at support down 131.55, held up just fine. But we did manage to get our way up through that previous resistance level. So now we're setting at 42,686.48 is your next resistance level as we start to try to get through this blue line, which is the 26-day moving average. So moving on to ETH USD. Ethereum pretty much unchanged. So we had our support level hold up at 2579.96 and met resistance. We went right up to that. Didn't quite get there actually. So we still have the resistance level at 3010.38 for Ethereum. And Ethereum up 15.72% for the day. Moving on to BNB, up 18%. And as you can see, we had our support level. We can adjust that now slightly higher at 366.94 and remaining with the same resistance level, 424.90. Managed to almost poke through that 12-day moving average. Once we get through there, we got some running room up to the 26. So keep that in mind, and we're just above as far as the RSI goes, the oversold. So got some climbing room for BNB USD. Moving on to ADA, Cardano up 24.67%. Managed to set ourselves a new support level, so we'll move that up to 1.670. And resistance remains the same, still up there at the 1.96, so roughly that $2 range. And then we have that 26-day moving average sitting up there right near it. So keep that in mind, but we are above the 100-day, which is good news for the bulls. Let's move on to DOT USD PolkaDot. Up 16.67% for the day. Some pretty hefty gains. And these are just for the day. So if you got all the way to the bottom to the top, there's quite a bit more. So I'll show you is the, what happened here? There we go. So from bottom to top, we're looking at 46% gain. So that's over the course of a day and a half since we hit those lows. So that's pretty significant. Keep that in mind as we go through this. So we're looking at support. We could move our support up. Managed to set a new support level at the 26.206. Still same resistance at the 31.1589. Let's move on to Doge. Doge up 22.50%. And new support level moving up, inching our way up there. 0.3726. Still got that same resistance at the 0.4241. Moving on to Litecoin LTC USD, up 13.19%. Tightening range here with the Litecoin, 198.08, and then same support or same resistance level, 218.95. We will move the stop loss up though, because this is initiating the trade. Moving on to LINK USD, up 15.86%. And we did punch down a little bit through, so we'll massage that support down to 28.539, and resistance slightly moved down at the 33.251. Notice that this 12-day moving average is giving us some grief as we're trying to climb back through. So we'll go ahead and move on to XLM USD, up 7.89%. Same levels as this morning, no change, but we will move the stop up. So 0.477 support and 0.533 resistance. And as mentioned before, I won't say it for everyone, but this red line here is a 12-day moving average. So trying to get through that. As you see, we had once, twice, and then looks like 3 times a lady to get through there. We call that a Commodore. Just kidding. Moving on to VET USD. We have a new support level up at the 0.11912. And then resistance all the way up there at that 26-day moving average, as we are above the 12-day at 0.14937. So let's move on to FIL, FIL, USD, Filecoin. We did manage to set a little higher support, so we were up to 83.098. Same resistance though, 1, 2, 3. I won't do it again to you. 95.126 resistance, as this 26 day is giving us grief. Once we punch through there, we've got some running room all the way up to that 100 days. So we'll move that stop loss up. If we can grab that thing, there we go. Slightly up as we inch our way into the next zone. Let's move on to Storj, STORJ USD, competitor to Filecoin. We did punch through our support level, so we'll massage that just slightly. 1.0372 is your support. And that 12-day moving average pushing us down to resist at the 1.20. And once again, 1, 2, 3 times, maybe the 4th time's a charm. Let's see. For STORJ USD. IOTA, Internet of Things, support's the same. Held up at the 1.2145. And we're a little bit ambitious with our resistance, so we have to bring that down to 1.41 is going to be the next level. Same thing, 12-day coming down on us. And then we'll bring the stop loss up a little bit tighter there for IOTA. Let's move on to COMP, a USD. New support level, 501.23, same resistance as this morning, 571.367. Stop loss, inching our way up. And one thing I want to do is talk a little bit right here, if you don't mind, a little bit about stop losses. So there's pros and cons about them. And the con is a lot of times, if you look over here to this candle, this big giant wick going down, that is intended to blow out stops. So if you've got a stop loss sitting here and you're at sleep at night, you say, I just want to protect my position. This wick shoots through there, blows out your stop, so you're out of the trade. Now, when you wake up, you're having to buy back at higher prices. So keep that in mind, and you'll learn to deal with them and learn when to do. Just depends on your risk and the amount of money you've got on the table, and if you're long-term, short-term, day trading, etc. So we'll talk about that as we go along. But comp is up 15.47%, and let's move on to BAT/USD. The back coin, basic attention coin, BAT, we have support at the 0.8060, and resistance is the same, 0.9129. And we'll move on. Moving on to ETC, Ethereum Classic. Inched our way up, made us ourselves a new support level, 65.848, and then new resistance all the way up there. We got up to this 26-day this go round, so looking all the way up to 80.399, and of course we're getting the resistance off this previous high, which coincides with that moving average. Moving on to MANA/USDC, a whole lot of letters. Just like the others, slightly higher support level, so moving up to 8.86, I should say, 1.2. And then higher resistance at 1.025, and then inching that stop loss along the way. And we'll move on to ZIL/USD. ZIL up 24.92% as we speak. And we got a new support level at the 0.1259. And the resistance level up at the 0.1477. Stop loss moving its way up. And off we go. Let's move on to NUUSD. Up only 11.62, so kind of not moving along with his other buddies. But we have a new resistance level at the 0.3675. And support at the 0.3271, stop loss, up we go. Well, let's move on to NMR/USD, up 24.92%. And where are we here? Oh, way up there. Okay, cool. So we're up here at the 47.933 support, and then new resistance was, well, same resistance level. We haven't broke through that officially yet, so look to get through the 51.125, and the next level is going to be up here to 63 for NMR/USD. Let's have a look at the graph token, GRT/USD. Support still holding at the 0.8442, if you want to go that far decimal wise, and then you can go to right at that $1 hair mark at 0.999 resistance. But as we always say, still got to get through that 12-day moving average. We'll move on to Uniswap UNI/USD. Support level the same, unchanged, 24.485. There we go. And then resistance, once we get through this 12-day moving average, will be 28.503. So as you can see, we're struggling. We've had 3 goes at it. So a little bit of volume and some determination, I think, would be in good shape. Let's move on to AAVE/USD. Yes, same support level 455.809, and then we have resistance at the 511.26. We do have the 100-day, which tends to give us a little bit more difficulty to get through. Keep that in mind. And we'll move on to MKR USD. New resistance up there at the 42.31. Sorry about that. I'm trying to push buttons and got all kind of things going on in the background here. Here we go. Resistance 4231.66. And then new support level. We can get on up there. There we are on this previous low at the 3887.83. Stop loss getting on up there, and I'll scoot just over a little bit where you can see the trading zones over there. And let's move on to MATIC, new addition to our watch list here. And I mentioned this before, if you're new to the channel, all these items or all these tokens, coins in the watch list, full disclosure, I own all of them. So there's no favoritism towards any of them. Just full disclosure lets you know. So with that commercial over, we'll wiggle that support level up at the 1.8255 and resistance 2.057. And we can move this stop loss just beneath these wicks on those lows there. Let's move on to audio. Them NFTs kind of fading away. Kind of worried about that was just a very quick bubble in those things. I was looking at the volume, the valuations, and all those things. It's not a lot of money. It was just a lot of rich folks moving stuff around. So I'm not trying to discourage it whatsoever. I firmly believe in it, but just saying that as far as investment wise, keep those eyes and ears open. Moving on, we have support 1.347, resistance at the 1.50. Nice round number. 12-day coming down on us. Let's move on to CHZ USD. Support remains the same, 0.2848. And got us a sales of, yeah, we got to get it through there though. We'll bring this guy down just a tad. Couldn't get through there, so looking at resistance 0.3245. Again, watch that 12-day. You're going to be brainwashed before you're done here. Let's move on to Theta, THETA USD. We are looking at support there to 6.9171 and unchanged resistance 8.137. Let's move on to ENJ USD. Managed to come on up a little bit and inch our way up further. 1.3349 support and slightly adjust that resistance on that previous high. Looks like we're through the 12-day, so we're going to have a go up here at that 26-day moving average. So resistance at the moment, 1.5730. We'll look at Harmony One, ONE USD. Up 15% for the day. So came down, yep, there we are. Shouldn't have moved it. Support 0.1175, resistance. Gonna be climbing up through. Get through these two moving averages. We're looking at 0.1433. Moving stop loss up. And I'll pop over to these new ones. I put in Emax. Going to be tracking that bad boy. There's no pricing on it at the moment, but we are just incrementally watching that. And the KISHU, KISHU, we have support. We'll draw those for you. There at the, 7 decimals, 5755. And resistance 7 decimals 7802. I think it's 7 zeros, I should say. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I stand corrected. So watching those things, there's an event going on this weekend supposed to promote Kishu, if that's how you say that. We're going to watch it. So let's move on to BTC.D. That is the trading view calculation of Bitcoin dominance. As you can see on the what was a sell-off, I call it a correction. BTC.D shot up to 43.48%, so we slightly tapered off as panic pants, people calmed down. They went into BTC. Now they're starting to buy the alts again. And I got a new one for you. ETH.D, Ethereum dominance, is up. It's slightly down 0.5%, 18.25% of the total crypto market cap at $1,772 billion. Well, folks, that wraps it up for me. And I appreciate you stopping by. Hit the like, subscribe, you know the drill. And I'll see you in the morning at the Crypto Morning Show. Have a good evening.